Welcome to this loving kindness practice for those moments when life feels super annoying and frustrating and minor irritations are just piling up. Maybe you're dealing with slow internet that keeps cutting out when you have an important project on hand. You're waiting for an application approval that's taking forever, or stuck in traffic, dealing with tech issues, waiting in a long line, or facing some other minor but very real annoyance. Your phone may be glitching, your delivery delayed, or you're on hold with customer service for the umpteenth number of time. First of all, let me say this: your irritation is completely valid. These situations are genuinely frustrating, and especially when we are already really busy, emotionally overwhelmed, juggling multiple responsibilities, or when issue after issue, which is minor, keeps piling up. There's nothing wrong with the feeling or the emotion of annoyance. Our nervous system is responding the way it should to stress, even though these stresses are so called small or minor. But here's the thing: getting overwhelmed by that frustration or annoyance is not serving us. It's not going to make the minor irritation go away. It's not going to make us pleasant to be for our loved ones and people around us. It's not necessarily a pleasant experience for us. And it can impair our judgment. It can cause us to act out in ways which are not in accordance with our values. And so, this is a practice to help you have a sort of pathway to navigate these minor irritations and annoyance. I invite you to try it out. I am not saying that this always works for me when I am annoyed or irritated. And I'm not saying that it will always work for you or that it will work for you right off the bat. But if we have a set protocol that we can follow, when irritation and annoyance and frustration keep following each other like a cat chasing its own tail, and when we keep trying to respond with understanding, acceptance of our feelings, and yet try to tap into loving kindness and compassion for ourselves and everyone involved in that situation, we give ourselves more options for how to behave in these moments of stress, frustration, and annoyance. And it is always a good idea to have more options and options that help you behave in alliance with your values rather than behave in a way that you later on feel guilty about. So, this is a process and it's an invitation. So, to start off this practice, find whatever position you can be comfortable in this moment. Um, if you do this practice later in life, in your actual moments of annoyance and frustration, you would be standing or sitting, waiting in whatever position you are. But right now, try to find a position that's supportive for you, where you can be alert and awake, yet also comfortable. And it always helps to have your spine supported. For this practice, you can keep your eyes open or you can close them if that helps you to concentrate and focus your attention. Now, take a moment to acknowledge whatever you're feeling right now. Let's focus on the feeling, the emotion that you are experiencing. Try not to get caught up, tempting as it is, in the story around what is happening to you, in the incident, in who was wrong or right, or how you should have behaved, or what you should have done, or what in order you should have done it in. This isn't about the story, it is about the feeling. And try to boil those feelings down to the absolute essential. Now, you don't have to focus on just one feeling. You may be feeling a mix of irritation, annoyance, frustration, disappointment, regret, anger, guilt. Whatever you're feeling is okay, but take a few moments to feel into these feelings and to label them as near about as you possibly can. So, now that you have noticed and labeled your emotions, take a moment to acknowledge that what you're feeling right now is appropriate. It is part of the human experience. It's completely valid. It's completely acceptable. And this is where I want to draw a distinction between feelings, which can often be overwhelming and uncomfortable, and behaviors. And part of this practice is for us to not let our feelings spill into behaviors that are unpleasant, that are unfair to those around us, or that will cause us guilt because it is misaligned with our values. So, really take this moment to acknowledge that no matter what you're feeling, no matter how huge it is in comparison to the stress, which may be small and little and annoying, this feeling is perfectly valid. It stems from your personality and your past experiences. It has a reason for being here, even if you don't know what the reason is. And in this practice, we don't want to get caught up in the reasons and the stories and the whys and the wherefores and the justification for the feeling, which eventually leads us to acting out. What we want to do is acknowledge that it is human to feel this emotion or this mix of emotions in this intensity. There is nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with the way you feel right now. So take a few moments to accept these feelings and emotions, whatever they are, once again without letting yourself drift off into stories or judgment. Now think of someone that you love deeply. If you've done loving kindness practices before, this is the person we refer to as your beloved being, the person for whom you have the purest goodwill and the most unconditional positive regard, the deepest feelings of happiness and joy well up in you when you think about this person. So bring them to your mind and try to imagine them as vividly as possible to evoke a sense of their presence. Focus especially on their face, on the expression of their face, the expression in their eyes, the way they look at you, and try to arrange your face, your eyes, in the expression that comes up when you look at them, when you think about them, that deeply loving and compassionate feeling that wells up in you. That is what we're going to try to tap into by imagining this beloved being of yours. And just for a hint, this is often a child in your life, your own child if you're a parent. It may be a child version of you if you have done inner child healing. It may be a pet, or it can be a dear friend, family member, but someone for whom you have really pure, true wishes for well being and goodwill. Now imagine this beloved being of yours is in exactly the same situation you are in right now, dealing with the same slow internet, the delays, the technical difficulties. Picture them feeling the same frustration that you are feeling. If you can, imagine how their facial expression would change, how the stance, the posture of their body would change. That imagination, picture in your imagination of them as your beloved being. See if you can transform it into the emotions that you are experiencing right now. What would you naturally want to say to them? What kind of support would you like to offer them? You would probably be understanding, patient, maybe even protective of them. You may think or say something along the lines of, "Oh, I'm so sorry that this is happening. This sounds so annoying and frustrating for you. I hope it gets resolved soon." You may think, "This isn't your fault. These things happen in life. May you find some peace while you wait for the solution or the resolution to come up. May you find patience within yourself and for this situation. May you get through this smoothly." It may also help to tap into the actual phrases of loving kindness, which is, may you be filled with loving kindness as you go through, as you move through the situation. May you be held by loving kindness from those who are involved in the situation with you. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you feel safe. May you be at ease. May you be peaceful. Whether the traditional phrases resonate or there are other words that come up for you, picture yourself saying them to this beloved being of yours who is in the same situation that you are in right now. And you can say them out loud if it helps, or you can say them in your mind. But especially notice how easy it is for you to be understanding and compassionate when someone that you deeply care about is in a frustrating or irritating situation. Now we come to the mirror effect. Take the same energy, the same warmth, the same feelings that you've been able to tap into. Take the same words, the same phrases, the same support that you offer this beloved being, and turn it 180 degrees so that that same kind love and attention that you offered your beloved being, you now offer to yourself. You can place a hand on your heart if it feels comfortable and use somewhat the same phrasing and language as you say out loud or in your mind. This is a really frustrating situation for me right now. May I be patient with myself in this moment. May I be patient with everyone who is involved in this situation. May I be filled with and held with loving kindness. May I find ease as I wait for a resolution or a solution. May I find myself at peace. May I be kind to myself when things aren't going the way I planned. If it isn't your fault, you can offer yourself these words. This isn't my fault. This is an unpleasant or difficult or annoying situation, but it is part of life. I have got through many such situations before. May I get through this one okay too. May I have patience when I can't control the situations around me. You don't have to feel loving or calm about the situation. What you are doing in this moment is offering yourself the same gentle kindness and support, care, love, loving kindness that you would give someone that you deeply care about if they were in the situation. This practice isn't about finding calm, it is about bringing compassion into the equation when we are faced with the minor frustrations and irritations of life. Continue offering yourself metta or loving kindness, either using the traditional phrases, the phrases that you used for your beloved being, or anything else that seems appropriate to this situation and context. And as always, you can say them out loud or in your mind. You can offer yourself supportive touch. Really tap into that vein of kindness and compassion, this time for yourself. Now, if you're willing, you can extend this understanding to those who are involved in this situation, the other people who are stuck in traffic, the person who's ahead of you in line, the customer service representative who's dealing with frustrated people all day, the delivery driver who's running behind schedule. And I encourage you to only do this part if you have been able to tap in first into a vein of kindness and compassion for yourself. Don't jump to the section of offering kindness and compassion to the other people involved in the situation, because we are not trying to paper or plaster over your true feelings at the moment. And if your feelings are so big or overwhelming that they need support right now, then use the rest of the time in this practice to continue offering yourself kindness, compassion, and support. However, if you have managed to tap into self compassion, then you can consider, if it feels right to you, extending it to the others involved by saying something like this in your mind or out loud. Everyone involved in this situation is probably feeling some sort of frustration. We're all just trying to get through our day. May we all find patience. May we all get what we need. May this resolve smoothly for everyone. May everyone be at ease. May everyone be peaceful. May everyone be patient. May everyone in this situation be held in loving kindness. If there is someone specific who is adding to your frustration, someone who's cutting the line, driving aggressively, being difficult, you can try to now include this person into your circle of compassion. Once again, please do not feel obligated. This point in the practice is a great moment to discern whether or not you do actually feel compassionate towards yourself and the bystanders in the situation. And if there is someone who is worsening the situation, then you can offer them loving kindness, you can offer them compassion, you can find common ground with them as a human being, provided you are not doing this to bypass your own true feelings. And so, if it doesn't feel possible right now to tap into compassion for the irritant in this situation, please skip it and continue to focus on offering yourself compassion as I move through this section. But if you do find yourself able to offer compassion to the person causing the hold up or the annoyance, then you can say something like this out loud or in your mind. Perhaps this person is also having a hard day. I don't like their behavior. I may not even tolerate their behavior, but I can offer them understanding. I can offer myself the understanding that stress and problems can cause bad behavior. I don't have to accept this bad behavior, but I can wish for this person to find ease, to find peace, to find patience. I can wish for them to be filled with and held by loving kindness. I can pray that they may be happy and healthy and safe, and that they may feel free from whatever it is that is making them act out in this way. Once again, only offer them these wishes or any wishes that feel true and resonate with your actual experience in the moment. Loving kindness practices invite us to expand our circles of compassion, but these invitations are not moral imperatives, and being unable to offer a difficult person compassion is not a sign of a moral failing or that you are a bad person. So please don't use this loving kindness practice as a way to bypass your true feelings or to reach for a moral superiority that is fake and that you absolutely do not have to reach for. This practice, in fact, is a freeing one. It acknowledges that we are human. It acknowledges the emotions. It acknowledges the intensity of feelings that may be disproportionate to the situations that we are facing. And yet, it offers us the opportunity to pause and offer ourselves compassion so that when we speak and act in those difficult situations, we may do it from a place of compassion guided by our values. As we draw to the close of this practice, let me offer you some metta. You may place your hand on your heart, close your eyes if they were open, and feel the deepest, sincere wishes that I have for you when I say, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be held in loving kindness, no matter what you are going through right now, no matter how big your feelings. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you feel safe and held and supported. May you find the patience to pass through the situation. May you find peace. May you be at ease. Take a deep breath, my friend, and notice how it offers to offer your self compassion and also how it offers to receive, how it feels to receive the compassion that I offered you. These irritations, tech glitches, delays, endless waiting, traffic jams, they are all part of being human in the modern world. We don't have to love these situations or look forward to them. But when they do arise, as they inevitably will, they can offer us a wonderful opportunity to practice metta and loving kindness, to teach ourselves to pause, to teach ourselves to accept our emotions, to teach ourselves to separate our emotions from our actions by giving ourselves time in between to support ourselves. I hope that you find this practice useful and that you remember to return to it the next time you are stuck on call waiting with a customer service representative who isn't being helpful, or in a gnarly traffic jam on your way to the dentist. Thank you for practicing today.